I'm super excited to have you be a part of this new show that follows my journey through entrepreneurship. Most importantly, I get to introduce you to the people I've met along the way as I build my business and help others build their business. Join me to be inspired, uplifted every time you watch the show. Welcome, welcome. Happy October. Can't believe it. Now in South Florida, if you don't know, October is exactly like August. Therefore, I forget it's fall. So happy October. Thank you for joining us once again on the Jenn G Show, powered by MobiPop Television. I want to remind everybody to reach out to me. I appreciate everyone who's texted me. Make sure that you follow me and we can keep in touch. Start a new text function. The number is 55312. The keyword is POP, P-O-P. Press send, and you will get my digital business card, and then we can connect. It's a click to call, click to text. You can watch the Jenn G Show right on it. So it's one platform that you can reach me always on. And reach out, let's have you on the show. We're seen across the country. And if you've seen the show before, and I know you have, we've had people on from California all the way to Texas, Florida, New York, and it continues to grow. So here we are, and we have two guests today, and I'm super excited about both of them. Both bring some crazy uniqueness to the table. So I'd like to first introduce Barbara Fairbairn, and she is the founder, owner, CEO extraordinaire of Eventourage. And Eventourage is a event planning extraordinary company that, say your tagline, I love it.
No event is too big or small. We do it all and we make shit happen.
Okay, we're going to have to edit that part of the tagline as part of radio. But I like your tagline that you are for everyone. And there we go. That happens. And then Susan Forma, you are wellness extraordinaire, and you have a whole lot of things in your bag of tricks to help people with their wellness, right?
Exactly, yes. Natural things.
Natural things. And that's really important. We talk about that a lot, that big pharma is a huge issue. And sometimes I think the natural path doesn't really get as much attention, but that's changing.
Yes, for sure it's changing.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, Barbara, we're back to you. We want to talk I just addressed it, we want to talk about the event piece, right? And you do events all around South Florida. How did you get into doing events?
Well, I've always wanted to be an event planner. That was always a vision of mine and a dream of mine that I always wanted to do. So I finally decided just to start my own company and make Eventourage happen. And I work with a bunch of I do fundraising.
Actually, you know what? Our producer is telling us right now we actually need to end. And so we're going to circle back around and we'll look at the show and have the guests come back on.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself, give yourself the chance to be heard, and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Welcome back. You've been listening to the Jenn G Show, sponsored by MobiPop. To learn how you can be a part of the MobiPop movement and elevate your business, contact me. Text WIN to 80800. Okay, and we're back, and we got interrupted, and I apologize, but we are now back. And Barbara was telling us how she got involved in event planning. So it's an interesting story. How did you get involved?
And again, I've 30 plus years over working in the music industry with bands. So I really had to focus them when they're on the road, do their in-stores, put their marketing plans together, and do their meet and greets backstage. So it's all very organized and doing all events for them. And then I moved on to the next level of doing fundraisings and galas and corporate events.
For the bands?
Yeah. And
So all within the music industry.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So it was all really fun and good. So right now I'm working with a bunch of bands that are on the road. So they'll call me and go, Barbara, we need your help. We're on the road. Here's our tour itinerary. Here's our budget. So I book them their hotel rooms. I work in their budget. I book them their meet and greets, their in-stores. And I make it happen for them with them on the road. Another service that we provide at my company is we're 24/7 white glove service. So say for an example, you want to go on a girls' weekend and you want to, I'll book you work with your budget. I'll book your hotel room. And if you want to get facials, I'll send a girl over. If you want to get manis pedis, I'll send a girl over. If you want to do a personal trainer, I'll send a guy over. You know what I mean? I'd have to go through the concierge and have to pay for all that and be weighted and all that stuff. Another example, Jennifer, I can give you is, I booked a guy's golf weekend, and 20 guys want to go on a golf weekend, and then one misses his flight because of weather.
Right.
So, you can call a travel agency, and, they work 9 to 5. Or you can call American Airlines and hit 1 for this or 2
And
for
then
this.
wait, maybe somebody will pick up, maybe not. Hard to say. Yeah.
Absolutely. And 3 for that. No, you call me. Hi, I'll sort you out, go back to work, do what you're doing, and I'll call you back with your options, and I make it happen.
Well, I tell you what, I love this idea of the white glove service. If I want to do a girls' weekend, all I have to do is say to you, you'll do your this is what I want, and I give you what I want, and then you put it all together, and all I do is show up. I pack my bags, and I know that my entire itinerary has been done. So maybe I have like 5 of my friends with me, and we get massages at this time, and then we'll have dinner at this time, and it's all done, and it's so relaxing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
And if you have a
love
problem,
this.
you just call me, and I make it happen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
fantastic. And that goes very interesting, especially like girls' trips like this. Taking care of yourself will go into wellness and health. And before the show, it was so funny. If you think that we have 2 people who don't really have too much in common, the chit chat before the show, they were able to really say, I can help you with that, and I can help you with that. So now we have a girls' weekend. I'm getting healthy. How do I stay healthy?
Well, I have the answer to that in a very new technology. And the technology is light therapy. So in the science industry, it's known as photobiomodulation.
It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful, and it doesn't mean anything to anyone except, if you think about light, if you think about going out in the sun, when you go in the sun, what happens is your body has a chemical reaction and it releases vitamin D. Some people think you go in the sun and it gives you vitamin D. No, that light causes your body to have a biochemical change of releasing vitamin D. So what I have is a patch that when placed on the body, your body has actually an actual infrared light to it. So it has its own light. So when you put the patch on your body, it stimulates a chemical release of stem cells.
That's such a key. Stem cells is like the key buzz.
It is.
Yeah.
It is for sure. In fact, within the next 5 years, it's going to be a $200 billion industry, way, way bigger than CBD, which is blowing up all over the
And
place.
the stem cell stuff, let me ask you this, because
Yeah.
I'm all about anti-aging. That's an
Yes.
anti-aging
It is definitely
thing as well,
associated
right?
with anti-aging. Yes, because what people don't know, well, they kind of know when you hear about it. When people get older, they don't heal as well. If you're a young person and you cut yourself, you're going to heal within a day or so. But if
Right.
you're an older person, everybody has seen people who are older who have sores on their legs or bruises under the skin. They just don't heal because your body doesn't produce the same amount of growth factors and stem cells. And so using this patch and this light technology kicks back the clock, because it stimulates and activates the release of your own stem cells, which is really unusual. Most people who hear about stem cells hear about injections. They're very expensive.
That's right.
They're not yours. They're not reliable. Using somebody else's. This activates your own.
Because when you use somebody else's or they're not reliable, doesn't that slow your own production down? Because your body then, if you're getting injections, your body isn't used to making its own, so it kind of slows down making them. Here, you're going to be able to regenerate your own stem cells.
You regenerate your own. Yeah,
Wow.
it actually, you have thousands and thousands of DNA cells that you stop having access to as you age. That's the way they phrase it. So as you stimulate or activate the release of your own stem cells and also other peptides called GHK copper peptides, they are known scientifically to activate the release of stem cells. So when you're activating that, you're younger. You're turning back the clock. You
Right.
will see reduction in fine lines and wrinkles over a period of time. But even more so than that, people are experiencing some unbelievably stunning results, starting with pain reduction,
Wow.
decrease in inflammation, increase in wound healing, increase in sports performance, better sleep, better mood. All these things come with the activation of these peptides and stem cells, which are activated by putting this patch on your body.
Wow. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to make sure, number one, people can get out and get to you and get a free consultation.
Yes.
Susan, what's the best way for people to contact you?
The best way is to give me a call because everybody has individual things that are happening with their body. They want to talk about it. And this way I can have you get the best experience possible with these patches. So if you call me at 561-929-1627, or you could text me and just let me know what's going on and I will reach out. Oftentimes I will offer some free samples of the patches so that you could start experiencing it right away. But everybody's different. You know,
Right.
so some people feel it immediately. Some people it takes a couple of days or a week. Some people need a full 30 days to really have it kick in, depending on what's going on in your body.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can't use something like this for 2 days and say it's not working. That's not how the body works.
Exactly.
Everybody's different. Therefore, you really need to follow a plan. So why a consultation with you would be so beneficial is you can pinpoint and tell them where it goes on their body.
Exactly. And also to keep them from, just like you said, from falling off and deciding it does or doesn't work. I actually fell into that myself. So when I found the patch through a friend of mine, I put it on. I felt it immediately because as soon as it heats on your body, it starts working immediately. But, you know, you don't feel cancer growing. I could tell you that personally because I
fact.
had cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. Yep.
God bless.
Thank you. It's a miracle I'm here. You can't feel high blood pressure. You know,
Right.
you don't. If you start to feel it, you better go to a doctor
It's a
because
bad
something's
ti-
wrong.
it's too
Right.
late.
It's
Right.
too late. You don't feel yourself having diabetes. You know, that's why when you go to a doctor and you discover it, it's so shocking because you don't feel it.
Too late.
Right, or osteopenia. So you can't feel the production of stem cells. When you cut yourself, you don't feel your body healing yourself. It just is. So the patch starts working immediately, but you may not feel it for a couple of days. So for myself, it took a full 5 days until I realized a chronic pain that I have had for over a decade from a car accident, chronic neck and shoulder pain, which I dealt with literally every day, either wearing a necky on my, a heated neck thing or taking Advil or what have you. I noticed after 5 days, it was completely gone.
Wow.
And some of these things, you're not going to believe it unless you experience it for yourself because it's just, it's unbelievable.
Do you have an
Yeah.
age demographic for this, or is it?
No, it could be for anyone,
For anybody.
really. Because, millennials are ones that really suffer from anxiety, from depression, bad skin. This is also wonderful for the skin in that it produces more collagen in your body. Poor sleep. I have kids and they have terrible sleep. So it could help anyone of any age.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's a really good follow-up to ask because you don't want to say like, oh, it's just for the over 60 crowd. It's
Right.
It's not.
It really is for anyone.
Exactly.
What about your price point?
It's affordable. It's about $3 a day. So it's less than a cup of coffee at
Right.
Starbucks or
And again,
wherever
I,
you go.
I think the best
Yeah.
thing to do is to have people call you to do a consultation so
Yeah.
you can really get into what the root of the problem is and guide them to how
Exactly.
best to use this
'cause-
device.
Exactly. I'm also a board certified holistic health coach, so I have a lot of knowledge that I can share. So yes, I have a lot of
Perfect.
knowledge to
Yeah.
share. Thank you.
That's good. So I also wanted to now turn back to you because we talked about the idea of a girls' weekend and this. We here in South Florida are so at the very beginning of event season.
Yep.
We have our
Yeah.
friends, the snowbirds, are back,
Yeah.
which is great because
Yeah.
I love them and they help our economy and they're welcome guests that come back during the winter.
And we have all the horse people coming
I
back.
was just going to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
so up in Wellington, we
Yeah.
have all the polo
Yeah,
players
all the
coming
polo
back.
places, yeah.
And is that a venue you can work with?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody wants to do a polo event, we can make it happen. You go out there and do the divots, and it's a really good, fun experience. If you haven't done any polo events, that's really a lot of fun to
And
get
you
out there.
can bring in a private chef
Mm-hmm.
that people can say, this is my menu, this is what I would like to have. And again, I love this idea of just showing up. I'm that kind of girl. Like, I want to do the party, but as we all know, I don't cook and I'm not very creative in the sense of how we can stage things. So I call Barbara and she stages it for me and puts it all together. I want to make sure, especially since we're in event season,
Yeah.
give us your phone number so that people can get to you, and your website, how people can get you.
Okay, I'm Barbara Fairbairn. Thank you, Jennifer. I can be found at 954-558-3319, and I'm Barbara at eventourage.org.
Oh, perfect. And you've been doing this a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been some, like, I can imagine the crazy stories. Do you have one event that sticks out in your mind that either was one of your favorite to do or just, my goodness gracious, things were interesting?
I can probably tell you guys a story about a golf outing that I put on to raise money for cancer, for charity for cancer. And a bunch of kids were involved in everything, and one of the kids drove a golf cart into the lake
Oh, no, in the middle of the event?
in the middle of the event.
You're like, and that happened. So.
But on the other end, though, we did raise a lot of money, and we did go give the check to the Cancer Society, and
Oh, I
and
like
it was
that.
on behalf of my sister, so that made us really happy. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. Very cool. Now, for events, my favorite part of it would be, do you get to go do the tastings if you are picking out like pastries?
Oh, absolutely.
That would be like I don't know how you stay in shape. I would be not in shape.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're going to do an event, you have to, dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure everything is perfect. Taste everything, show up the hotel or the country club or whatever that we're doing, because that's what you have to do. And we run a white glove service, and I want to make everything perfect. And if you want to work with Eventourage,
Right.
And I'm sure
that's-
you have accommodations for people with certain food allergies, like
Absolutely.
gluten-free or vegan, or yeah.
absolutely.
Which is great, because I think when we put this whole the ideas together, so many people now are either going vegan. That's really because
Or gluten-free.
Or gluten-free.
Yeah, that's a big
Gluten-free,
thing
for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gluten-free, yeah.
and since you've been in the business for a long time, you have so many different hookups that you can get to. So you can get to, this is my vegan chef, this is my band, this is the DJ, these are my lighting
Right,
people,
right.
and they're all at your fingertips.
Right.
And if I were to do my own event, I would not know where to start, but these people are all at your fingertips.
Right, absolutely. An example, like with taking care of one of my bands on tour, and you read their riders, I only want green and blue M&Ms.
I'm going to tell you honestly, when I
funny.
become famous, I'm putting silly writers in, because I've heard they've read some of the other stars writers that they have
Yeah.
in, and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because they can. So you have to go find the right M&M colors that make this star happy.
Pick them all out.
I'd be eating them.
Yeah,
I'd have like a ton of the colors
Exactly.
that don't count.
That's so important, especially with the vegan thing, because so often you go someplace and the vegan option is just
Minimal.
Salad.
yeah, minimum, yeah,
It's
or,
salad.
or some
Yeah.
beans or something in comparison to everything else that's so gourmet. So it's nice that you have that at your fingertips to provide something that's delicious while still vegan.
But that's the difference
Yeah.
between a white glove service and then just saying, "Look, I'll just show up at a hotel and do it myself."
Right.
You get the full experience of having something that's as ritzy and classy that you
Catered
want.
to you.
Catered to you.
Yeah,
And your
awesome.
vision. And then sometimes I think, I don't even know my vision till I sit with a Barbara, a professional, and say, I want it to be spooky Halloween, but I don't know what that looks like. And you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have the vision, and you can put all the pieces together. So I love that.
Thank you, Jennifer.
That's awesome. All right. Now, I know we're going from spooky Halloween. I just made that up. Maybe I'll have a party. Everybody's invited. Wellness.
Yes. Wellness. Yes.
Wellness doesn't take a break, and it's something that you have to work on
Yes.
all the time, all year round.
Yes.
And it goes wherever you go, and you can't escape your own body.
Yes.
Therefore, when I know you do face yoga and you
Yes.
do so many different things that are holistic, you must have been really excited when you found this product, because it speaks to everything that you believe in and helped you recover from cancer.
Yes. Actually, I was a little skeptical at first. Because it's in the form of a patch, I kept saying, oh, it's transdermal. It's transdermal. In fact, I used to market a transdermal patch for doctors around the country a long time ago, my other lifetime. And so, you would suspect anything that goes onto the skin and sticks on there with surgical adhesive would be transdermal, meaning
think.
going through the skin. It is not. And so when I started to delve into the science, which I love the science of the human body, to find out that nothing goes into the body blew my mind. How does something stick on you but nothing goes in? Because it's sealed.
Right.
And so this light therapy, I found out later on that Egyptians used to use light therapy way, way long ago. They would take colored pieces of glass and they would reflect it back onto certain parts of the body for healing.
Oh.
Because light has a frequency, right? And so these days, if you think about light therapy, laser therapy, red is for inflammation, green is for pain,
Right.
and it's the same thing as this. This is just a certain wavelength that causes a change in your body. So until I felt my pain disappear, I still wasn't quite sure. And then when it disappeared and my energy level was soaring, I could not believe it. I feel so good. So good.
And based on your need, the patch goes different places. So could it go?
Yes.
Or is it just one spot and it does everything there?
Well, most of the clinical studies show that some of the best places to put it are either in the back of the neck, like around C7, if you're familiar with that, like where your bone starts to stick out a little bit. Sometimes people have a little hunch there.
Right.
Right there, or right underneath the belly button. But literally, you could put it anywhere. For instance, my son had a very bad pain in his shoulder. He has torn his shoulder so many times, and this time he said, "Mom, I need an orthopedic surgeon." I said, "Let's just put a patch on it."
Right,
So he
right.
pointed out, he said, "Show me where it is." He pointed out the exact spot. It was kind of a rhomboid scapula area, if you know the human body. And I put it there, and the next day I said to him, "Well, how's your shoulder?" He said, "You know what? I woke up, I turned over, I completely forgot that I couldn't turn to that side for a week now.
Right.
And now it's completely better." He said,
Wow.
well, about 90% better. But
But
90% in
90%,
one day?
right.
And that's one of the things that people are very shocked about, how quickly wounds heal, how quickly pain goes away. It's
Hear me
headaches,
out.
migraines.
You could have a party, Egyptian themed, light.
There you
put
go.
all together the Egyptian themed stuff, and then you introduce this to the world, because I don't think enough
right.
people know about it, and
Right.
they need to know about it in a fun way where they can go to a party and dress up like, an Egyptian.
Yeah. And the fun thing for me is when I meet people, and I carry patches with me, and I'll say to them, "Do you want to try it?" I'll take off the backing of it, and I will put it right on the back of their neck. And so often people say, "Oh my goodness, I feel it," and I'll
Difference.
I feel a difference right
Oh,
away.
oh, yeah.
Or I will text them later on that day and ask them how they're feeling, and most of the time they're feeling better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's like the lead time for this? Is it like a daily thing, or do you switch it out twice a day?
Good question.
or-
Yes,
Yeah.
you use it daily. So you put the patch on for 12 hours and you leave it on for 12 hours, and then you take it off and you leave it off for about 8 to 12 hours, and then you put a fresh one on. And the reason you leave it off is the same way as when you think about working out. You don't sit in the gym for 24 hours working the same muscle, right?
Right.
You work that muscle group and then you let it heal itself. Because
Right.
the whole idea is that you're breaking down tissue so the body can restore it, and what it does is it restores it with stem cells. So that's what you're doing with your body. You are giving it a chance to restore itself, giving it a chance to do its magic, and then you put a fresh one on.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I know that this show goes so fast always, and
I
I
know,
want to
it
make
always
sure.
does.
Yeah, I said my last show it always goes so fast. I could be on for like 6 hours and not run out of stuff. Barbara, I want to make sure that people can see events that you have coming up. Do you have any bands coming to the area soon, or anything planned?
I do have lots of stuff going on. Just click onto my website and you can see everything that's going on at eventourage.org. Lots of galas coming up, lots of networking events that, we all working together. And just Yeah, a lot of busy season, like you said, with polo and holidays coming up and event parties and.
So if you're a company and you want to have a party, that's something that you could put together. If you want to have a party at your house for your family and the friends, that's something you can put together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even sales conferences and all that kind of stuff that we do.
That's fantastic. And you had mentioned trade shows as
Yeah,
well.
trade shows as well.
And as South Florida, if everybody who lives here knows,
Right.
the summer is kind of a time where not a lot happens.
Right.
Now we get into October and the season is gearing up, and a lot of people launch their companies now.
Yeah.
You would be great for these launches and to do a whole themed on somebody's launch, which you and I will talk about because MobiPop is going to be doing something, and I
Right.
need a professional because I can build stuff, tech-wise, but not the party stuff. All right, and people can get in touch with you how?
954-558-3319, Barbara at eventourage.org.
And talk about lead time. How long do you need to plan something? I know it depends on how elaborate it is.
Right.
But
yeah,
how long
every
do you
event's
need?
different. Every event's different. But again, probably like a month out.
Okay. To take a month out. So that gives you a chance to hook up everybody you're supposed
Do
to
my
hook up
research and make everything happen for them.
and make sure you get the venue. I
Exactly.
would think.
Exactly. Especially going to the holiday season because everything books up really quick right now.
Yeah. Is it faster if someone wants maybe a weekend party or something like that? That could happen a little bit faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If we're talking about corporate parties and stuff and you want to book a venue, that, everything's getting booked up really quick right now.
All right, so that's a PSA right there. If
Yeah.
you're having a corporate party, call Barbara immediately so she can get the venue you want, because if not, you'll be out of luck. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a party at your house, call her, and it'll look beautiful. All right. Thank you very, very much, Susan.
Thank you, Jennifer.
How can people
Yes.
get in contact with you to do a consultation?
Yeah, they can call me at 561-929-1627.
Perfect. Awesome. I'm excited to hear. We'll check back in with everybody like I always like to do, like how the parties are going. Specifically, I want to know what bands you have coming around because I want to be a part of some of these in-store signings. So
Not
I
a
will be there
problem.
for those. And I'm very much interested in seeing hearing all the progress that the people that you've connected with are
Yes,
making.
for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for once again tuning into the Jenn G Show. I look forward to seeing you next week. Same place, same time. Have a fantastic week. See you soon. Thank you so much for spending this half hour with me and my guests at the Jenn G Show, sponsored by MobiPop. Looking forward to seeing you next week where we connect, communicate, and collaborate. Have a great evening.
Staying healthy is difficult. What nutrition